JCPS eSchool Audio presents History and Appreciation of the Visual and Performing Arts. Lesson: Renaissance Drama in Italy, Commedia Dell'Arte. Italy, Commedia Dell'Arte. The Commedia Dell'Arte, literally Comedy of the Professional Arts, was an actor-center formed that blossomed out of Europe's centuries-old heritage of traveling entertainers. Although 1545 is the earliest surviving record of a contract for a troupe of traveling players, the roots of Commedia dell'arte can be traced back to the comedies of the late Greek and classical Roman periods. A typical troupe consisted of 10 to 12 players, men and women, often members of an extended family. All female roles were played by women, and it is significant that Commedia was the only venue for women actors until they became accepted on the English stage in the late 17th century. Here we have a video telling you about what Commedia dell'arte is. It was mostly improvisational. And there's also a video about the language used, which was often invented, totally gibberish, for Commedia dell'arte performances. Stock characters. Commedia dell'arte featured stock characters, immediately recognizable characters with fixed traits and personalities, as well as costumes, which included colorful leather masks worn by most characters, except for the two lovers. Most of the characters, like the cast lists of their Greek and Roman predecessors, break down into groups based on age and social position. The innamorati, pairs of romantic young lovers, male innamorato, female innamorata, handsome, fashionably dressed, and determined to be married. They exist only to provide a plot, and their unison is its typical resolution. The lovers did not wear masks. The professionals. Three appeared most frequently. Pantalone, a miserly old merchant, typically Venetian, conniving and self-important, wants to control everyone around him, prone to sudden outbreaks of senile lust, usually father of one of the lovers, wears tight red breeches and tunic, black cloak and skull cap, scraggly white hair and beard, and wrinkled brown mask. Il dottore, the doctor, a pedantic lawyer, typically from Bologna, site of Italy's oldest university, pompous and fraudulent character of learning, typically a father of one of the lovers or himself a suitor. Sports a burlesque version of academic regalia and a black half mask with bulbous nose. Often totes large legal volume or his academic credentials. Il capitano, the captain, a swaggering Spanish soldier, domineering, loud-mouthed, and insolent. A coward, he runs from any real fight, tries to impress the young maidens with his boasting. Clad in ostentatious military garb with large sword. Mask often includes long nose and extravagant mustache. The Zani, comic servants ranging from clever to stupid, who resort to any scheme to help or thwart the lovers or professional types. Their masks are various and often grotesque. The most famous include Arlecchino, Harlequin, from the northern hill town of Bergamo. Cocky, ignorant, but shrewd, acrobatic and athletic, sometimes childlike and amorous, tries to please his master, always hungry, wears a multicolored patchwork costume and black mask with bumps on the head, carries a slapstick, a wooden paddle which produces a loud crack upon impact. Colombina, lady's maid, confident and spunky, often earthy. Sometimes Arlecchino's love interest, often right in the middle of the plot to ensure the lover's successful union, does not wear a mask. Pulcinella, loud, brash clown, physical and often violent, seducer of women, hook-nosed and hump-backed, clad in white with a tall white cap. Copolone. Brighella, an unsavory Burmese character with wide trousers, short jacket and cloak, sports a dagger and leather belt pouch on his hip. Others: ruffiana, an old, gossiping busybody, often a yenta or matchmaker, judgmental and opinionated, but considers herself above reproach, fancies herself still youthful and attractive. Here we have illustrations of Capitano and Pantalone. There are two stock characters that usually wore masks. We also have illustrations of the two young lovers, female, innamorata, and male, innamorato, who do not wear masks. Here's an illustration of Harlequin, who carries a slapstick, two pieces of wood that make a loud noise when slapped together, thus the term for loud physical comedy. Here we have a painting by Carol du Jardin, painting of a Commedia Dell'Arte show dated 1657. It's in the Louvre Museum. An actor spent years developing one or two characters and played the same roles in performances throughout most of his or her career. Therefore, the same set of stock characters appeared in every play offered by a particular troupe, but the situations in the scenarios could be wide-ranging. Definition: Commedia performances were not scripted. The performers used only a brief plot summary or scenario as a starting point and then improvised their performance, inventing the words and actions as they went along. In time, performers would develop a set of well-polished stunts, gags, speeches, songs, and other extended bits of comic business known as lazzi, singular lazo, which could be drawn upon when necessary to keep an audience engaged. For example, Arlecchino might sew a patch on the knee of his trousers, only to discover he had sewn the two trouser legs together. Or the Capitano might become so entangled in his own sword as to find himself, and perhaps a would-be helper, in any number of compromising positions. Flaminia Scala. Flaminia Scala, a renowned innamorato, collected Commedia scenarios, which were published in 1611 and provide an important primary source of information about the performances. Francesco Andreini and his wife, Isabella, were leading actors and co-managers of the most successful Italian Commedia troupe, Egelisse, the Zealous. Famed for her beauty, charm, quick wit, intelligence, extensive learning, and virtue, Isabella Andreini played the Innamorata to the delight of nobility and commoners alike, and was the subject of many poems written by French and Italian poets, according to Wilson and Goldfarb, page 109. After her death, many actresses who played the Innamorata chose Isabella for their character's name.